starring Chuck Connors.
Hey, mister. You sick? Can I help you?
Water.
Yeah.
Lucas, what brings you into town today?
Rabbits? How are you, Mrs. Avery?
Oh, not bad. What's this about rabbits?
Well, they're eating us out of house and home. Real hungry this year.
Well, it seems they're not the only ones either. You want some? Well, you just help yourself. It's my treat.
I'm sorry, son. Too much candy.
Lucas, that's rock candy.
I'm sorry.
Well, don't you worry, son. There's other things. You still got a taste for cinnamon rolls?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, it just happens I got the dough raised and keeping. It wouldn't take 20 minutes to bake. Well, that's providing you have no objections, of course.
Oh, no objections.
Lucas, they're young, such a small time. You think it's wrong to be easy with them.
Mrs. Avery, I think if you had one of your own, you'd really spoil them.
Well, I'll get to baking first thing I get home.
You going home now?
Just as soon as I get Mr. Avery from the barber's. Waste of money barbering, but the poor man has the rheumatism that bad he can hardly shave himself. Well, now you'll stop by, you hear?
Oh, you can count on that, ma'am.
But
Bye, Mrs. Avery. Come on, Mark. Let's take a look at this chicken wire. Joey Merrick.
I was talking to him yesterday. Just yesterday.
Ted Penn found him out by the 12-mile marker. Gonna be real hard for his paw.
Who's going to tell him, Micah?
Ted's over with him now. Sorry, Roy.
He was riding up to Hake Flats. We got family. He was going to stay the night. Why would anybody kill him? Why? He didn't have no money.
He had a gun and a horse.
A horse that everybody knew. A saddle with the name burned in. Taking things like that, man's got to be loco.
Good chance he is.
Stabbing the boy for no reason. Who could do a thing like that?
Brett Evans, maybe.
Brett Evans.
Broke away from a marshal a couple of days ago while they were transferring him to Yuma. I got it on the telegraph. He's killed that way before, sometimes with even less reason to it. Just happens it was Joey he found. Could have been most anybody. You go on along home. I'll take care of the boy.
Oh.
Micah, I'll stay and lend a hand if you like. Mark, can you take the buckboard home alone? Start the fence, will you? Go ahead, Mike will drop me off later.
I sure feel sorry for Mr. Merrick.
Seems a man always has to face his worst times alone, son.
We could be wrong, Walt. We could. Now, the chances are he ain't nowhere near.
Wasn't too far away when he killed the boy.
Are you so sure it was Brud?
Are you sure it wasn't?
Walt, it just ain't possible. Now, he can't know we're here. He don't know where we run to or what name we took.
All I'm saying is we can't run again.
We won't, Walt. No more. No more, I promise. Now, I gotta get them rolls to bake, and that might gate one for being late. Come on, Walt.
Hello, Ma. Pa.
Still thinking about today? I kind of figured.
Joe ain't never hurt anybody. Why did it have to happen to him?
I don't know, Mark.
Well, there ought to be some reason to it. Not just folks getting hurt or killed without no cause. Losing the ones that mean the most to them, like we lost Ma, and... I'm sorry, Paul. That just came out.
That's all right, Mark. Listen, son. It's just human nature to wonder about things. Don't ever be scared to ask questions. Except you got to remember one thing. There's questions we just don't have the answers to. That's the way it is, and we have to do what we can and, well, kind of try and get along with the answers we do have.
I can't forget the way Mr. Merrick looked. Paul, if ever anything happened to you, I don't...
It won't, son. It won't. Now, why don't you try and put your mind on something else?
Like what?
Well, like, cinnamon rolls.
I plumb forgot.
Yes, you did. Why don't you hurry and get washed up? You still have time to ride over there and back before dark.
Yes, sir.
Pete Hofarther's the one that put me on. Remember, Pete? Ma, you still got a touch with the cinnamon rolls. It's a couple of years ago, I guess. Pete came riding into town, and he just happened to see you. Kind of puzzled him, so he sort of looked around. I've been more or less counting on you. I figured maybe you might have a place to hole up.
We don't want you here.
Well, now, Pa, you're not going to turn me out, your own loving son.
We have no son.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Avery got no son. Only your name is Evans, and you got a son. You got a fine son. You got me. If you turn me over to the law, everybody's gonna know who you are. Now, that'd be throwing away kind of a lot, wouldn't it? You build a pretty good house here. You got friends, people who got respect and liking for you.
You're bad. They ain't no good in you. There never was.
I hold you high in respect, too, Pa.
Must have been us. Something we done, something. We never even knowed what.
Go away, Brud. Leave us a few years we've got left. Go away.
It's a kid.
It's Mark McCain. He's come after the cinnamon rolls.
Miss Avery!
You get him out of here.
Miss Avery!
We've been looking for you, Mark.
Oh, the whole pan?
Well, there's a couple or three going on. I kind of like them myself.
Well, if I could put them in something, no use in taking
No,
the
you
pan.
keep it. I don't need it now. You
I'll
can bring
put them
it
in your
back.
saddlebag.
Thanks. If there's something I
No,
can do
no,
for-
not a thing, Mark.
No chores? Cutting or...
No,
what?
don't trouble yourself, Mark.
That's no trouble. I could use the exercise. I'll see how you're fixed.
Mark! Mark!
Does that bother you, boy? I'm, staying with the Averys for a spell. Old friends, you might say. They used to be kind of close to my folks. You figuring maybe I killed that fella? Maybe I took his horse and saddle? You know, it could be that the killer stopped me, too. Could be he made me swap horses with him. There's a lot of things you gotta think on, boy. Now, let's just suppose that it was me that done the killing. That'd make it kind of tough on them, harboring out a criminal.
Oh, not if it was against their will.
Well, I like that. Speaking straight out, I like that fine. All right. All right, not if it was against their will. Only you ain't gonna tell anybody, because if anybody comes riding up here, you know what I'm gonna have to do to them two in the house. You know, boy. And it's gonna be just the same as if you murdered them yourself. And you don't want to do that, do you? So you're just gonna forget that you ever saw me, ain't you? Ain't you? I like you, boy. You're real smart. That's all right, Ma. He was just going. Now get, boy.
I won't say anything, Mrs. Avery. Well, I won't.
Get out of here. Saddle up and get out. They'll be coming for you, Brud. The boy will tell his pa.
I won't talk. I won't say anything. Let him go. Don't touch him. Please. Go away. I won't say it.
What?
Honest. I
right, son. It's all right. It's been a hard day. You just had a bad dream. You want to sit up with me or go back to sleep?
I'll go to sleep.
All right.
Well,
You know, when I was a boy like you, I had a bad dream one night. My pa sat me up and told me a story about a colt. And you know, I heard his voice in the background, but I really didn't know what he was saying because I kept seeing the colt myself. Mark? Mark! Finish your milk, son, huh? You'll be late for school.
yeah, I'm going now.
I had a couple of cinnamon rolls left over. Here, put them in your lunch. I think we ought to get this back to Mrs. Avery. Will you take it to her on the way home?
Oh, no, I can't today, Paul. No, we got too many tours to do. Well, I gotta finish the pencil. What is that pencil again? No, well, she won't be needing it anyway.
Mark, what's wrong?
Oh, just let me go to school now, Paul. Please?
Oh, Mark! Mark! You must have money in the bank the way you rode straight past. Your pa home?
Yeah, he's home.
Figured I'd stop by for a cup of coffee. Been riding since sunup, trying to cut some sign on Brud Evans.
You find anything?
No, lost his tracks up in the hard stuff. Guess he knows every trick there is. But I'll find him. I'll find him.
Joey was my friend. He used to help me build my rabbit traps.
Joey was a nice boy, Mark. I was just thinking how much you sound like he used to. Well, I better get that coffee. Lucas? Lucas, boy!
Well, the whole trouble with Pa is he's small. Never done nothing big in his whole life.
Oh, leave him be, Brud.
Think small, do small, live small. Pa, did you ever do one big thing in your whole life? Did you? Pa? Pa! Who is it? Who?
That's Lucas McCain, the boy's pa.
You're wrong. That boy never told. You're wrong. Well, would Lucas be coming here alone if he knew? Well, wouldn't he stop and get the marshal first? Oh, don't add killing to killing, Brud.
Let him in. Let him in.
Hello, folks. All gone but the pan. Thought you might want it back. Mark would have brought it over himself, but he's kind of upset. I'd have said it was too many cinnamon rolls, except I ate most of them myself. I kind of got the notion he was worried about you. Fact is, I've been worried a bit myself. You two living out here alone. If there's anything wrong...
There ain't anything wrong.
That's what neighbors are for. If you need help,
But we don't need no help.
all you have to do is ask.
Nothing. Nothing. Just leave us alone.
All right, Mr. Avery.
If you're smart, McCain, you won't try to move. I suppose you hand that rifle over, butt first.
To tell you. Whoa. Where's Pa?
Thought you said he was home.
Well, he was. He didn't say he was going anywhere.
Well, could be. I might have misunderstood.
Well, he was standing right here holding the bacon pan. The bacon pan's gone. Well, Pa must be over at the Averys. Well, don't you understand, Mikey? He might be killed.
What are you talking about?
Well, Brad Evans is hiding out at the Averys. I saw him there. He'll think that I told him.
Mark, you saw Brad Evans?
Honest, please believe me. He's over there. Might be getting...
You gonna keep on saying that?
You gonna keep on asking?
McCain, you're a real hard man to do business with. Yes, sir. You know, you are really hard to do business with. Now, I want the truth.
You've got it. No one knows you're here.
Now, we're gonna walk out and back a ways, because I don't want to have to stain Ma's nice, clean carpets. What do you want me to do, let him hightail it to the marshal?
Well, if I don't, the boy will.
Why, you've been saying he wouldn't tell.
Unless I don't come home. He's not stupid. He finds that baking pan gone, he's gonna know where I took it.
You can ride out. You've still got a chance. Please?
Now, I got 5-6 hours head start with him dead.
Brad, no.
I've got no choice.
Not if we hold him here. You give me that rifle. I'll keep him, I promise.
You mean you'd do that for me?
For him.
All right. Well, you want to kiss your boy goodbye? It's a marshal. The kid. That kid brung him. Give me that.
All right, Brad.
You mean you'd help him? You'd let your own flesh and blood...
Mr. Avery.
You had to, Lucas.
You sure you want to bury him on your land?
Yes, Mike. The truth had to come out sometime. He is our son.
No power on earth can change that.
Thank you.